Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yugioh Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains episode review. This time we will be going over episode 68 of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains and general impressions. Well, if you have not seen already, I did post a group reaction earlier today to episode 68 of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains. I'll link that down below in the description if you want to check it out. I just watched the episode for like a second and third time practically before recording this review. And what did I think about it, generally speaking? I thought it was a phenomenal episode, maybe the best episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains to date, and I do not remember the last time I enjoyed an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! This much. I mean, legitimately, I do enjoy almost every episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not, putting on fake enthusiasm or anything like that, but this episode was just magnificent in so many ways. It was an episode that the arc desperately needed, because I think, well, on Nico, which is a rating site for episode 67, the ratings were not as great as they've been recently. I mean, you still had 70% of people, 7 out of 10 people, saying that they thought it was a very good episode or a good episode, which is the 1 and the 2, but there was about a fifth of people who thought it was a really bad episode, and the 54% for the first choice is definitely lower than the average of VRains, and it's been kind of decreasing. And I've even seen a few people tell me recently, actually on the comments of my group reaction video, that they were like, yo, Dylan, to be honest, like, I was starting to lose a little interest in the show. The show just kind of seemed to be, like, all over the place. They have all these cool characters, but they're not really, meshing and doing anything right. Well, this episode finally brought everything together perfectly. The Light Ignis and the Wind Ignis, the whole time, seemed to be working in cahoots. So that whole thing where the Wind Ignis realm was near where Bowman is, and Lightning, let's not even overlook that Lightning is the silhouette character that stole Jin's conscience for whatever reason. We still really don't know why he stole Jin's conscience, unless it was because he knew it would lure out Playmaker to challenge Bowman. We don't know what the deal with Bowman is. In fact, one of my friends, Pete, who reacted, he said something interesting, and he's like, I view Bowman as Echo or as the silhouette. Like, I view him as not even a human, just like as a sentient being, basically. And I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but who knows if Bowman is even real or if he's a program just like Echo, even though Bowman seems to have his own set of emotions, whereas Echo is kind of just a mindless, body. And Haru, we still don't know the deal with Haru. Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains right now has so many amazing factions, and they all have their own interests and goals. And the thing with this episode is it was high stakes and high tension the whole way through. But the other thing about the episode is it really makes you think, what is the right choice here? There are so many gray lines in the show right now. The Knights of Hanoi and the Ignis both have very conflicting views, but on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, whereas Revolver and the Knights want to completely destroy the Ignis. And after listening to what Lightning and Windy were saying, you kind of understand where Revolver is coming from. And honestly, as humans, as everyone watching this is, probably human, you want to see Revolver win now. You want Revolver to win this duel, which is a complete 180 when Revolver was dueling Playmaker and wanting to destroy the Ignis and the Cyberse World in the first season, because the only Ignis we had been exposed to was I, and I is a much less, we need to destroy humans, we need to control humans, a much less, I guess, power-hungry Ignis than Lightning and Windy. But now that we have been exposed to Lightning and Windy in Season 2, we realize as the viewer, okay, maybe the Ignis aren't as great as I made them out to be. Maybe they're not as willing to work with humans as I made it seem, because clearly Lightning and Windy are not. It seems like Lightning and Windy are on one end of the spectrum, just looking at Ignis, where they want to not only be humanity's successors, but they want to take over the human race, control humans, because that gives them the best chance for survival. Then on the other end of the spectrum, you have I and Flame, who want to work with humans, and then in the middle, you have Earth and Aqua. But remember this, very interesting note, very small note to make about the Earth Ignis. The Earth Ignis, his main reason for not trusting humans was that humans destroyed the Cyberse World. Well, guess what? Humans did not destroy the Cyberse World. Lightning destroyed the Cyberse World. I believe that was pretty much confirmed because the monster that Bowman was using was very similar to the monster that destroyed the Cyberse World, and Lightning obviously is controlling Bowman. So maybe he brainwashed or programmed a human to destroy the Cyberse World, and this was such a loaded episode. I mean, another thing to discuss is the fact that there seems to be a traitor among the Ignis. Aqua left the Cyberse World and knew the Cyberse World was going to be destroyed thanks to the Earth Ignis, or she let the Earth Ignis know, and then Earth Ignis told I, and then I told Windy and Lightning, and she was not present when the attack came in. So what the heck is that about? Did Aqua inform someone to destroy the Cyberse World, or did she know that maybe Lightning was going to destroy the Cyberse World and got out to try and get help? Who knows where Aqua is? Aqua right now is that really, really big wild card factor. And so, just to go back to Lightning and Windy's point of view, it's hard, the thing is, you can understand everyone's motivations in this show right now, and they're not just for pure evil. Like, Lightning and Windy do not want to take over the human race because they're evil. They're absolutely the antagonists of this arc, in my opinion, but they're not doing it because they're evil. They're doing it because that's what they were programmed to do. The only thing these Ignis know is that they need to be humanity's successors. That is their only purpose in terms of being programmed. And I, of course, met up with Playmaker just like Flame met up with Homura, and so both of them have kind of seen the good in humans, whereas Lightning and Windy don't really see it that way. They're not getting close to humans because they just view humans as a tool to upgrade their own hardware, to upgrade their own selves, and to become the next successors of humanity. And the best way to do that is to put humans under their control, because humans are their number one threat. And they're not wrong. Let's take a look at the Knights of Hanoi, a group that is just hell-bent on trying to destroy the Ignis. That is the only purpose of the Knights of Hanoi. And moreover, their own creator, Dr. Kogami, tried to destroy the Ignis. So they're not wrong in viewing humans as the enemy, but at the same time, Revolver and Kogami and the Knights of Hanoi are not wrong with wanting to exterminate the Ignis, because the Ignis want to destroy and control humanity. So the motivations right now are so understandable, and they are so good. And it's not just, this villain wants to destroy the world because he's evil, or because it's more in-depth than that. It really makes you think. And the other thing that really makes you think a lot about what's going on right now is, do you want to blame the Ignis for having, from my perspective and from the viewer's perspective, should we get angry at the Ignis, at Lightning and Windy, for wanting to take over humanity and control humanity? Or do we want to get angry at ourselves, at the human race, for creating these Ignis? Because remember, these Ignis didn't come from another realm, they didn't come from another planet, they are human created. Dr. Kogami created these Ignis and programmed them to be Earth's successors, and then he realized, oh crap, it's going to end in humanity's destruction. We have to destroy the Ignis. These are human creations. These are not aliens. These are not just evil characters. We created these beings, and I think it's just so scary where technology is going in the real world with artificial intelligence, that this could be a scenario, take away the card games, this could be a scenario that unfortunately does happen in the hopefully way distant future. But it is, I'm not trying to talk like some crazy conspiracy here, but it is a possibility that artificial intelligence will reach a point like this. And so the realism and the realistic future that this show overall implies, I absolutely love it. I really, really do. And I just thought this episode, as I've already talked about, was masterful. Masterful episode. We have so many factions with the Ignis. The Ignis are split amongst themselves. So we'll say Ignis Team A, Ignis Team B, and Ignis Team C. Of course, with Team C being Earth and Aqua, we don't really know where they stand. We have the Knights of Hanoi. We have Playmaker and Kusanagi and Soulburner. We have Emma and Blue Girl and Aoi Zaizen and Akira, and I know Blue Girl and Aoi are the same people, but we have those three. Then we have the Soltech Bounty Hunters. We have Go. We have Blood Shepherd, and there's even a little bit of a rift in the Bounty Hunters. We know Blood Shepherd and Go don't really like each other. And then we have the Soltech Uppers like Queen and the Chess Pieces, and we still don't know when they're going to make their move, if they even will make their move. So there is so many different things going on and so many different ways this can play out. And of course, one of the best moments of this episode, it's just the dialogue it was funny at times. It was that one innuendo, by the way, where Kusanagi puts in a USB drive into Robopi, and the angle they shoot it from, and then her eyes. I mean, that come on, Yu-Gi-Oh! Brains, just sometimes they really have some adult humor in the show. And then I asking Link Karibo, do you want me to ride you? I mean, maybe, again, there was no... I don't know. I just like to think sometimes you have to remember there are adults working on these shows, and that's why even you see it in kids shows, sometimes adult jokes and adult humor. I think of like the SpongeBob soap joke, and so like I think they do it purposefully, and I do appreciate little jokes and moments like that. And Robopi seems to everything, all those kind of, I guess, PG-13 jokes all seem to be based around Robopi, which is really funny. But anyway, the best part of this episode had to be where Playmaker and Ignis and I got trapped, and Windy and Lightning were closing in on I, about to take over I's programming, and then they go, we've predicted all of your moves, we've completely beaten you, and it seems like they have, and then Revolver drops from the ceiling, which, by the way, Revolver's new outfit looks so incredible. It reminded me a little bit of Kaiba Man. The whole helmet did remind me of Kaiba Man, but I thought it looked sick, and then seeing the, Cyberse 2.0 being destroyed by the cracking dragons, and then Spectre, Vyra, Gnome, and Faust all walking past the explosions, all, I guess, heading into the room to back up Revolver. Just a freaking awesome moment. The Knights are back, and when Season 1 ended, I literally said, I feel like it'll take about 20 episodes before Revolver and the Knights come back. It took exactly 21 episodes. When you watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Enough, you just kind of get a feel for how long it's going to take certain characters to come back, and I almost right on the money there. You can go back and watch maybe my episode 47 review. I said it at some point. Maybe it was even after 46's review, but it took almost exactly 20 episodes, not counting the recap they had, of course. But anyway, awesome moment, and Revolver drops from the ceiling right after Lightning and Windy say, we predicted all your moves. Revolver drops and goes, did you predict that I'd show up? And that's the first thing he says. Freaking badass entrance, badass dialogue, and he goes, Ignis, I will kill you. I think I had the best reaction, where I is just like, well, this complicates things, and Revolver is going to challenge, based on the preview, I believe, Windy to a duel. It's going to be awesome. I just cannot wait. I really can't. And I don't know the end result to how this is going to be solved. I mean, we're about halfway through VRains. Revolver, if he defeats Lightning and Windy, and let's say kills them or captures them, he's not going to stop there. He's also going to want to go after I. He's also going to want to go after Flame. So it sucks that I is in this mix, because I think, sees from both points of view. I don't know. It's it's just such a gray area. And do I fully trust I? I definitely trust him more than any other Ignis. Flame, I'm still a little skeptical on, because he said he wants to get to the bottom of things about Jin's consciousness, and then he'll move on about rebuilding the Cyberse World. And then Aqua and Earth are such curveballs. No idea what to expect with them. But guys, I could ramble on for another probably 20 minutes about this episode. My friends and I are doing a group discussion. We're going to be doing it Saturday night, but then we are going to be I'll probably be uploading it, I'd want to say Monday. So we are going to be going a lot more in depth about the last 5 to 10 episodes, a lot of theories, because there's still a lot that I want to say, and I'm sure there's a lot they want to say, but of course there's going to be a lot that you guys want to say, and I really am so excited to hear from all of you, all of your theories, all of your thoughts about this episode, all of your thoughts on where the show is going to go. So many routes. Literally, after we reacted to the episode, we went to Applebee's, we talked about the episode for probably like 20, 25, 30 minutes, and then when we got back to my house, we talked about it for another hour. I mean, we were talking about the episode and what might happen for hours, and it's just, when plot episodes do that, that's how you know it was a very incredible episode. Special thank you to my Platinum tier patrons, Alexa Baker, Glen McGookin, Jorge Carrillo, and James Rose, and to my Diamond tier patron, Bouldergeist, and to my Egyptian God tier patrons, Syn Cloud, and Odd Eyes Vaughn. Cannot thank everyone who supports me over on Patreon enough. Really cannot tell you how much it helps me out financially. And of course, cannot thank everyone who just watches these videos out at home. You guys are the reason I am here. I cannot wait to talk to you down below. I hope you enjoyed my review. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.